Hey everyone, welcome back to the trade recaps. So this month I took 7 trades which resulted in a loss of negative 1.63%, and interestingly all of them were flags. There's only one trade I wouldn't take again, and I think you'll notice it straight away. Last month, May, I took 3 more average trades, so there's an improvement there. What's funny is I was going into June thinking, right, I'm going to be more conservative, and then the first day of June there were 3 trades all at the same time, so you can imagine that was a bit conflicting. Anyway, let's get right into the trade recap. So the first trade I took was on EURUSD, and this was at 11 PM on the 1st of June. So I'll tell you what I was seeing. So first of all, we were coming from a huge descending channel. You can see this goes so far back. The descending channel wasn't a massive confluence because I'm focusing more on current price action, but this was like the first major breakout from this price action. So at the bottom here, saw a V and a range and a continuation of the second leg. So after this formation, I'm expecting a trend. So when we got this really tight flag on the top, I was looking to get involved. We did initially break and retrace here, but the retrace had a big wick in our favor, so it's really showing no shift in momentum at all. There was a bit of a slowdown on top, but this was no concern to me after we got this really tight flag. Immediately broke and retraced the flag low, and then we got a really strong entry candle where I'm also able to reduce risk. All of this, and it's on a Thursday, which is the best day of the week for trends. So this was a no-brainer, and I'd absolutely take it again. So the second trade I took this month was on GU, and this flag occurred at the exact same time as the EU flag. Looking left, we've got a lot of range-bound price action. We're just moving within the high and low, and this was the first impulsive leg out of this price action. Zooming in, we've got really nice tight flag. These don't occur very often on GU, and when they do, they really work out. One thing I really liked about it was all these wicks in our favor and how price was really breaking and retracing lows. It really looked descending, and so the double wicks didn't really concern me. That was probably the only warning sign on a Thursday. There's just nothing wrong with this trade at all. So the only winning trade I took this month was this AU flag. So one of the 3 USD flags worked out. All the pairs correlate, so it kind of makes sense that they formed flags at the exact same time. You can imagine this was quite difficult to enter all 3 trades on the same time. I had it up on my phone, on my computer, and on my VPS, so I was able to enter all 3 flags at the same time, but it was very difficult. So with this trade, we are kind of coming from a larger descending channel, but that wasn't really main confluence in my mind, because down here we were just range bound. Main focus was on the impulsive leg itself and how we came down very similarly to GU. This is arguably the nicest flag of them all. The only downside I would say is that the price action isn't quite as good. I think EU had the best price action, prior price action of them all. AU had the nicest actual setup itself. So we actually did get an advanced flag here. This is where we get an impulse up, of course, and then an inside bar followed by an outside bar and then an entry candle. So I think this candle here was just about higher than the inside bar. Yeah, so inside bar, outside bar, entry candle. However, this entry candle formed just before spread hours, and I don't enter trades during 9 to 11 o'clock, but I also don't want to enter a trade like 1 minute before 9 o'clock. So if a flag is forming, generally I'm going to enter it at 11 o'clock, which I did, just a little bit higher up unfortunately, but I was really confident this trade was going to work out, so I didn't mind entering a little bit higher up. And price did immediately move up from the entry. I was able to reduce my risk below this low and then below this low, resulting in a 2.75% profit. So the 4th trade I took this month was on June 9th, and this was on a Friday morning, so another good day to take trades, and this was a larger EU flag. So there wasn't really much going on in price action. We're kind of just breaking and retracing on both sides, but we did get this really nice impulsive leg, and when you see an impulse like this, you typically expect it to continue. It's like Newton's first law, right? So the first few candles showed no shift in momentum relative to the push-up. We got a nice range, and then the candle which broke the flag low broke it with a really nice... Oh, that's such a straight line. We broke it with a really nice wick. And then the entry candle itself, we were able to reduce risk if it did decide to break the high. So that was a key ingredient in this trade. You could say there was a bit of a slowdown. Like if you're looking at the tops of the wicks, they weren't moving that much, but the bodies were still quite good on these candles. So it took me straight out, but I'm happy with it. I'd take this trade again. This resulted in a 1% loss. So as you can probably tell, just at a glance, this wasn't a small bomb or a tight bomb like the other ones we've seen. This was the more average trade I took this month, and I blame my phone, because on my phone it looked a lot more like this. It looked a lot cleaner, tighter bomb, but when I came to my computer I was quite disappointed, because this started to would have shown me a shift in momentum if I was looking on my computer. The candles prior were all tiny. You could say we're kind of trending correctively, which is when we're not really continuing much when we're breaking the highs, but we're not seeing any shift on the way back down. We got this really nice impulse up, and I was looking for a flag all day basically from when I woke up. But after this candle here is when I probably should have stopped looking for a flag, because we broke the flag low, and rather than retracing, we continued, which is a bad sign. And I told myself, right, these candles are so huge compared to the other ones that I'm not going to be able to reduce my risk anyway. Even if we get a tiny entry candle, I wouldn't be able to immediately reduce my risk as we broke the high. So I was like, right, I need a really strong entry candle here, and that's what we got. So I wasn't bothered that the fact that it was so large, because I knew I wouldn't be able to reduce my risk anyway. And unfortunately the next candle tagged me out, and then price continued moving up. One thing I've noticed about myself is sometimes I can be quite trigger happy, and I have to remind myself that I'd rather be out of a good trade than in a bad trade. So just, I think good traders always ask themselves why. You know, you can say, oh, I'm so aggressive, I take so many bad trades, but why are you doing that? You know, you got to really dig deep and be able to have good self-awareness. So this next flag I took was on AU again, one of our best pairs in guerrilla trading, and basically perfect. I mean, price action again, very average, lots of ranging price action. This is on a Friday at 2 AM by the way, so again, another good day for starting to get trends. So we got this impulse on Thursday evening, and I'm expecting this trend to continue, but unfortunately we got the same thing that's been happening quite often recently, where price just ranges and reverses. So again, there was absolutely nothing wrong with this trade, no shift in momentum relative to the candles going up. Like, we basically formed the entire setup within this first candle, which shows that momentum couldn't pull back whatsoever. So yeah, another perfect setup, nothing wrong with this, and I take it again. This was a 1% loss. Currency correlation a little bit here, because this flag formed at the exact same time as the AU flag, again coming from range bound price action. Possibly a bit of a slowdown on top, but that isn't enough to stop me on a early Friday morning. I'd need a second warning sign for it to really stand out, and this flag was basically perfect. The actual formation here, I don't think I've ever seen a flag form so nicely. 3 slow candles down, 1 strong candle back up, and then we broke the flag low and got a tiny entry candle where we'd be able to reduce our risk if it broke the high. This trade was so nice, and unfortunately it just resulted in a reduced risk loss. So that's just how it is sometimes. So even though I took 6 losses, I only ended the month at negative 1.63%. And it's not like the AU flag was a big winner, it was only 2.75%. Generally my wins are 4 to 5%, so it really doesn't take much to stay out of drawdown. I was able to take so many trades and more or less keep my account at break even, which I think is excellent. And that's with an average trade as well. So I'm feeling hopeful for the months ahead. Generally the start of the year are the best for trading, and the summer months are second best, I'd say. They are also really good trading months. Thank you very much for watching this video. I respond to all comments if you want to leave me any message below, and I've also started taking coaching calls if that interests any of you. All of the links are in the description. Please like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.